On the 21st of June 1892, a hero entered the world. One of many heroes to dedicate their souls to the prosperity, livelihood and sovereignty of Australia. One of few to return home. Sometimes war is said to be the business of men, but in his case, it was mainly the business of an adolescent youth. It is always hard to address a person who has done such great things, but this is surpassed by how impressed I was when I discovered his story. The courage, humility, and the sense of sacrifice he showed was inhumane. I was impressed by the capacity he demonstrated to remain a stand-up man in the fury during the fog of war. His name is Richard Hume Hogg. Richard arrived at Ipswich Grammar School on the fateful day of February the 5th, 1907. With his brother William. Richard was small, tough and wiry, a natural sportsman and an excellent horseman. He proved himself to be a wonderful cadet and boasted excellent skills in the wild due to his family's farming prowess. The Hogg boys' time, however, was cut short at IGS, with his parents deciding to move to a more rural area. It is assumed the boys were pulled out of the school due to a lack of funds. Though away from the school's spirit remained in their hearts. It is the spirit of the school that speaks, and the spirit will never die, so long as the traditions and the ideals remain worthy of that spirit. IGS Magazine, June 1918. With the spirit in their hearts, they sadly parted with the Ipswich Grammar and moved to a small town by the name of Greenbank. Richard joined the army proudly on the 19th of January 1915, just 17 days after his brother William. Richard undoubtedly felt the surge of honour, pride and sense of adventure that many other of the young men enlisting did. This feeling of kin and country may well have compelled him to enlist as well, with the fact that he felt a sense of protection over his brother William. This undoubtedly added an incentive. Our eyes are turned specifically to the camps and battlefields, where so many old boys have gone to fight the Empire's battles. IGS Magazine, June 1916. Richard embarked on the 9th of the 2nd, 1915, within the HMAS Etria A53, a part of the 2nd reinforcements of the 2nd Light Horse Regiment. He was deployed at Gallipoli 3 months later with his horse. Richard served all throughout Gallipoli, including the Dardanelles and the numerous battles for Queen's Post, a constantly contested area. Not only did he fight in the fearsome Battle of Gallipoli, he fought in some of the most deadly and bloodthirsty battles in the war, such as Beersheba, Jaffa and El Morga. This video in the background displays what he would have been doing in the Battle of Beersheba. Richard excelled within the Light Horse due to his family background. Within the Hogg family, Richard was not the only one to serve under the Rising Sun badge. As stated by Vinci in the 2013 hit, "Hey brother, hey sister, know the water's sweet but blood is thicker." It is assumed that the Hogg family is a perfect example of the ideal that this saying portrays. With this in heart, 6 of the Hogg children joined and served in the army. Each made their mark in Australian history as a hero, most notably Jessie Hogg, Richard's sister, who managed to take command of an entire hospital when it was bombed, much like this scene in the ABC TV series Anzac Girls. She was later awarded the Order of the St. John Medal. Older men declare war, but it is the youth that must fight and die. And it is the youth that must inherit the tribulation, the sorrow, and the triumph that is the aftermath of war. Herbert Hoover, unknown. It is surmised that this saying rang true in Richard's mind as the war ended. He finally returned home on the 13th of 3rd, 1919, almost a year after it all finished. With his journey over, he became a farmhand under his brother William, who returned in 1916 after a severe injury. After years of saving, Richard finally bought his own farm in Dalby. He worked on this farm for around 25 years. He then retired to 3 Bilby Street, Harrisville, Toowoomba. Though retired, he never stopped living. It is assumed he was an active member of many clubs. He lived simply, in peace and serenity, reflecting upon his time serving Australia all those years ago. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. C.S. Lewis, unknown. In war, The heroes always outnumber the soldiers 10 to 1. H.L. Mencken, unknown. Richard's story is filled with hurdles that rose higher and higher. He did not stop. He jumped higher and rose above expectations and surpassed all his problems. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude to the problem. Captain Jack Sparrow, 2003. With the correct attitude, Richard overcame the war and returned home free. Nobody can give you freedom. Nobody can give you equality and justice. If you are a man, you take it. Malcolm X, unknown. Therefore, in conclusion, Richard Hume Hogg was one of those men who took it. Not only did he take it, he took it using the 4 core values of IGS, each of which he epitomised.